Miami Dolphins 7-round mock draft. Guys, this is going to be fun. Miami has 13, 48, 98, 116, 135, 150, 155, 224, 231, and 253. Now, there are definitely some needs on this team. When you look at the depth chart, Jalen Ramsey is probably going to be on his way out, potentially on draft night. That is where we're going to try to maneuver a trade here. But they need DB help. They could use some safety help. You lose Javon Holland. You need somebody to come in. I also need some interior defensive line help. But on the offensive side of the ball, they need tackles, guys. They really need tackles. Either side, preferably a swing tackle, depending on who is available. That is what they need. But when you look at the Miami Dolphins, the overall thoughts from Vegas, if you will, this is on Pikkit. You can join in the description. You get a free couple bucks to put on any type of future you want. They're only projected 9 wins, and that's plus money for them to be above 500. I think this team offensively really can keep up with anybody. I don't think it's a crazy thing to think that Miami can't put up 24 plus a game and compete with the Jets twice a year, the Patriots twice a year, some of the other teams they wind up playing. I don't think this team is that bad, but they have to hit this draft out of the park. We're going to go pretty slow through the first couple rounds because I want to see who's on the board with the Miami Dolphins. Shedeur Sanders goes, so Will Campbell's off the board. Armand Memdu is on the board. If he survives, we'd have to probably have to trade up with the Saints. We'd have to trade up with the Saints if we wanted Armand Memdu. What would it take to move up 4 spots and leapfrog the Bears and the Niners? Oh, Membu's already off the board. Okay, never mind. All right, we're going to sit here at 13, and then we're going to wait for the best player. Walter Nolan is a guy who I really like. That'd be an interior defensive guy who comes in and immediately contributes. Tyler Warren's a cool prospect, but we already got a guy in Jonnu Smith that's going to come in and start for us. Anybody who wants to get up, the Chargers want to get up pretty heavily. That's 9 picks, though. That's a lot. Is there anybody we feel we could take a little bit later on that we would be confident in, comfortable with? I mean, Kelvin Banks is a guy who's played left tackle 3 straight years. I mean, I would rather not. I'd rather take Walter Nolan, who I feel more comfortable with. But, you know what? I'm not even going to overthink it. You look at this Miami Dolphins depth chart. They need interior defensive line help. Obviously, Zach Sealer is a very good player, but on the inside, you need help. You need people who are going to clog up the middle. And going back to Walter Nolan, this is a guy who's lined up a ton in the B gap. This is not necessarily a true A gap big defensive tackle. This is a guy who's going to play on the other side of Zach Sealer, who's really going to help their 3-4 look. 6'3", 305. He is an extremely raw player, but he can grow. That young defensive line will continue to improve. They'll win up front. I'm going to go Walter Nolan here. I'm going to pause this and move a little bit faster. We're going to wait till we're around the end of the first round to see if we want to trade up. See if there are any corners that are falling. I think 48, we're going to be at a really nice spot for a corner, to be honest with you. Looking at who is still on the board now, Malachi Starks falls to 26. I don't really like Siobhan Ravel is a guy who I think would be a great addition. If he last pass, Patriots won't take him. The Bears probably won't. Saints might. The Bears are on the clock again here. Jets probably won't. We might be in the clear here because the Colts are solid at corner. Dallas, I think we wait it out because I think the corners will fall to us unless there's a great player that's on the board that we want to take instead. Like Benjamin Morrison, Maxwell Hairston, Siobhan Ravel, they all fell to us. So I don't really think we have to overthink it. Trey Amos is also on the board. I think Trey Amos is the pick here. This is a guy who's a primarily outside guy who's better in zone than man, but can still play man. Miami is a very zone-heavy team. I think we take Trey Amos here, and I'm trying to look at where we can move Jalen Ramsey because I think there are going to be some teams who want Jalen Ramsey, would prefer to get him out of the conference, but looking like Detroit is one that I think could get down with Jalen Ramsey. Just looking at the other teams, I honestly think Denver could get down with Jalen Ramsey too. Because but then again, there's nobody on the board right now that I'm like, yeah, I need him. I really want him on this team. Demetrius Knight would be a very interesting one for sure. But again, there's nobody on the board right now that I want multiple of them. Obviously, I want Trey Amos on my team right now, but there's nobody that I'm like, yeah, I want multiple of these guys. I don't think the Dolphins have any wild needs. Donovan Jackson, though, is interesting. This is a guy who's played left tackle and a little bit of guard, but transitioned out to tackle, who has history on the inside. So when you look at this Dolphins depth chart, obviously they have two very good guards, but they don't have much center depth or interior help. That's the issue with Miami, right? I struggle to believe that I can find real, like, confident tackle play in the middle of the second round right now. But what I think we do is we take Trey Amos. We see if Donovan Jackson makes it past Cincy, which they might not, and Seattle. If he does, we try to get up where Denver is with Jalen Ramsey. So we're going to take Trey Amos. This is not a no-brainer pick, but the best player on the board right now. Okay, so right now, Denver is on the clock, and if we were to straight up trade him Jalen Ramsey, they would not take it. If we gave him 98 with Jalen Ramsey, they probably would. What about their own 155 back? 150. We'll try the 150. That's not going to go through. I have a funny feeling 135 would go through. This is a compensatory pick, so it's not a huge deal if we lose this. Okay, so they don't want it. What about letting them move up a little bit later on? Like if we let them, they got 208, 197, 191, 122. I would let them jump 6 spots. That would go through. What about if we gave them 253? Is that the Mr. Irrelevant pick? It might be. No, that's not going to work. We got 2 attempts. And then we're going to have to, if we don't get either of these, we're going to have to be on the clock at 68. We can't trade up. So we're going to have to make them an offer they really can't refuse. I would be fine swapping 5ths next year. 50% chance that goes through. Again, we're moving up a ton in this draft right now. We're getting Jalen Ramsey off our hands. That's not going to go through. A 4th round swap. 3rd round swap. That might be as far as I'm willing to go. Moving up, getting Jalen Ramsey off our hands because he doesn't want to be here. 3rd round swap, giving them 253, then jumping up 80 spots. If that doesn't go through, I guess we got to live with it. Okay, we're on the clock. That is a great move on our part. Now we are on the clock at 51, taking Donovan Jackson to play tackle for us. This is a very interesting prospect, and we're going to be on the clock again here in about 40 picks. So far, Walter Nolan, Trey Amos, 2 Ole Miss guys, very oddly enough, and then Donovan Jackson at pick 51. We get Jalen Ramsey off our hands. We essentially trade Jalen Ramsey and a couple pick swaps for Donovan Jackson, which I will take. Ramsey doesn't want to be here. We want to get him off the roster. I will take that every single time. We're going to be on the clock here in 5 picks. And we are going to take Andrew Makuba. This is a guy who can literally do everything. He can play in the slot. He can play on the outside a little bit. He can play deep. He can play in the box. I'm not even going to think about this. Andrew Makuba is the pick here. We're going to be on the clock again in 15 picks with that was our compensatory pick, excuse me. So now we're going to be on the clock again at 116 with Miami. And we have gone 3 defense, 1 offense. So these next 5 picks, you probably want to be aggressive in taking some offensive playmaker that you know is immediately going to come in and contribute. For me, looking at the Miami Dolphins, that's a 3rd wide receiver. I mean, I don't mind the depth that they have, but like I don't know. I like Nick Westbrook-Akine. Maybe it's another running back. I like Jalen Wright, but at the end of the day, I don't know if he can come in and fill what Mostert did. That's a very injury-prone running back room as it is. They also need a 3rd quarterback, so we will take a quarterback at some point in this draft. Who are the quarterbacks that are on the board right now, actually? Let's take a look. Riley Leonard, Tyler Shuck. I wonder, I think Dylan Gabriel actually at 150 might be our move. The lefty, that might be a little move we do. But right now at 116, I mean, we've gotten pretty much everything that we need. It's just about taking the best players on the board right now and building some type of depth. Jaden Blue is a freak athlete, and Mike McDaniel absolutely loves freak athlete running backs. So we're going to take Jaden Blue and we're going to be on the clock in 25 picks. We are going to look for a quarterback in the next 2 picks. Going to depend on who's on the board, but I think Riley Leonard just went. Let's see. Yeah, Riley Leonard just went. Tyler Shuck. Dylan Gabriel's off the board. Interesting. Okay. Where'd Dylan Gabriel go? Wow. Dylan Gabriel went at 123. So again, that's fine. Like, it's not a huge deal. We're going to get some quarterback depth. I don't think we need to get it right now. I mean, in terms of the best players that are on the board, Ty Robinson's a guy I really like, but I think he's going to be there for us a little bit. I don't know about a little bit later. I think Kyle Williams to me is a great player, and he's falling down the board. You can always use receiver depth. So I think we go Kyle Williams here. Now it's just a matter at 155. Do we want to go quarterback now or do we want to wait? Because Ty Robinson's a very good player, and that will be some very, very good interior defensive help. And again, this is not necessarily a big inside guy. This is a hybrid, 3-4 defensive tackle, not a true nose tackle. So I think we go Ty Robinson. I think we wait on quarterback. We can take somebody a little bit later on. We're going to be on the clock here in 60 picks. I'm going to fast forward this just so we're straight up. So we're on the clock here at 224. RJ Mickens is available. The quarterbacks who are available. Yeah, probably slim pickings. Didn't think it was going to be anything crazy. Seth Hennigan is available. But ultimately, you want somebody who can process information quickly, or you want some type of connection with who's already on the roster. DJ Ugalele. There you go. If I said that, I don't know if I said the name right. But Curtis Rourke is on the board. Max Brosmer is still on the board. Graham Mertz, I don't mind. I honestly think we should probably get a DB who can do a lot of different things, and that is Jordan Hancock. This is a 6'1", like a bigger, like nickel Sam type backer. It's a hybrid who can do a lot of different things. So I think Hancock is probably the guy, but RJ Mickens is a good player too. This is more of a traditional safety. Hancock is like a Sam backer. I'd rather have the hybrid, and we're going to be on the clock at 231. We're going to take a quarterback. We're going to take, I don't know. I like Curtis Rourke, and I think it's like, he obviously has the experience. How old is he? He's 24. Graham Mertz, another older guy. He's also 24. I don't know. I like Seth Hennigan. I like Seth Hennigan a lot. He can throw the deep ball. He can take care of the football. Look at this. 25-6, 32-9, 22-8. He's a good passer. He makes the right decisions. He's a decision maker. But the arm, like the athleticism, the arm talent, he's a skinny guy. I don't know. I think we take our chance on Curtis Rourke, to be honest with you. It is our third string quarterback. We don't need to really overthink it. I think we take Curtis Rourke as our third string, but I like this draft a lot. We did great in the areas of need. A+ on Walter Nolan, A+ on Trey Amos. Look at this. We got 4 A+, top 14% of Miami Dolphins drafts. I like this draft a lot. I think if the Dolphins walked out of here with this draft, they'd be ecstatic. Multiple Ohio State players, multiple Texas Longhorns, multiple people from Ole Miss. That's crazy. I like this draft a lot, and I think we did a really good job. We got Jalen Ramsey off of our hands, traded him to Denver, and we basically traded him and a couple pick swaps for Donovan Jackson, which I will take. Let me know what you guys think of this mock draft. As always, if you're new, we have a 7-round mock draft for every single NFL team leading up to the draft. Going up the list, there's a playlist in the description with every single one we've done so far, and then the next days, there'll be 2 a day leading up to the NFL draft. I will be posting them for you. So make sure you're subscribed if you like this video. Make sure you give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you guys next time. God bless.